Amanda, black coffee, no sugar.
Then, she usually takes the long way to share a little treat with Coco, Mrs. Lopez's little terrier. And when Amanda arrives to open the Keystone First Wellness and Opportunity Center, Mr. Freeman is always there.
You always on time, Amanda.
Always on time, Mr. Freeman.
Amanda has been a community health educator at Keystone First for over 15 years. She knows this community as well as the community knows her. As a local health plan, we don't only take care of members. For over 35 years, we have known them as neighbors, friends, and family. As Southeastern Pennsylvania's largest medical assistance managed care health plan, our roots run deep. Visit KeystoneFirstPA.com to learn how we can help you get care and stay well.
Tonight's Powerball jackpot now has an estimated annuity of $1.2 billion. $1.2 billion. So don't forget to play at your local retailer or online. Pennsylvania Lottery proceeds benefits older Pennsylvanians every day. Players must be 18 or older. Please play responsibly.
Hi, everyone. This is Dr. Lucille Ijoy. Now, Sarah Lomax, the president of WURD Radio, she said, yes, let us talk about voting. It's a serious topic, so here goes. I register, I vote, I must. Now, I know you said, I've heard you say that before. Yes, I've been saying that for years. I register, I vote, I must. I hope you will join in and say, I register, I vote, I must. Sometimes we say, I register, I vote, I must. And sometimes we say, I register, I vote, I must. Just keep the pace. Think about it. This is serious. God's blessings to us all. I register, I vote, I must.
Get ready for EcoFest, a celebration of environmental justice in our city. As WURD marks 2 decades on the airwaves, we're not just reminiscing about the past, we're blazing a trail for the future. Held at One Art Community Center on October 9th, EcoFest will be centered around creating Black-green futures. Join us for captivating panel discussions, electrifying musical performances, educational workshops, and a diverse lineup of vendors offering everything you need for a sustainable lifestyle. Make sure to tune into EcoWord every Friday at 10 a.m., hosted by POC, for all the exciting event details you don't want to miss. We can't wait to see everyone at One Art Community Center, 1431 North 52nd Street on October 9th for EcoFest, brought to you by the Alliance for Watershed Education, Keystone First, the Energy Co-op, Trulieve, the Philadelphia Water Department, the Fiddler Club, and supported by Independence Public Media Foundation. Stay tuned and stay inspired, only on WURD, Progressive Black Talk Media.
Celebrating 20 years of progressive Black Talk Media. We're bringing joy and power to the people. This is WURD 900 AM and 96.1 FM, Philadelphia. Streaming online at wordradio.com and the WURD Radio app.
The views and opinions expressed by the guests, listeners, and hosts of any program on WURD Radio do not necessarily reflect those of the ownership, management, or advertisers of this station.
I'm simply saying that life finds a way.
All right, people, write something on the board. Let's spell it. First letter.
L. O.
What's that? What?
It's time. It's time to have real, honest, open, difficult, and inspiring conversations. It's time for Love and Life on WURD, Progressive Black Talk Media.
Well, hey there, family. Hello and welcome. Welcome to Love and Life with yours truly, Carol Riddick, right here on WURD, Progressive Black Talk Media, on air and online at wordradio.com. So here we are. Wednesday, October 4th. Now, for those of you who missed the announcement, okay, I did share that October is my birthday celebration month. Okay, I celebrate the entire month. So, I'm probably going to be on 10 every day, just every day, just because it's October. But happy Wednesday to you. Happy hump day as well to you. Nick and I, we're always happy to have you join us. Happy to have you spend some time with us. I hope your week is off to a great start. Now, I want y'all to fill me in because I was so, I was so busy talking about me and my celebrating self. I didn't get to hear from you all to tell me how your week is going thus far. I want to know. I want to know what's going on in your life, how things are coming along. I hope everything is magnificent. I pray that it is. I do. I really do. Family, if you're on our socials, let us know. Let us know that you are out there and ready to join the conversation. Or you can even give us a call. And you can do that by dialing 215-634-8065. You can even call us toll free. You can do that by dialing 1-866-361-0900. Did I forget to say, if you too are celebrating, happy birthday to you? I think I did. Happy birthday to you too. If you are celebrating, I just love to celebrate. That's all it is. And to those of you whose light is shining just a little dimly today, just know that you are not alone. You hear me? On behalf of your tribe and your village, you are not alone. I'm sending all the extra love and hugs and all that good stuff that I can muster right to you. Right to you. Yes, I am. Yes, I am. I just want to say hello to Brother Malcolm, who is joining us. Hey there, Malcolm. Malcolm shares that he is watching and listening from West Mount Airy. I love that. I do. Good evening to you as well. Good evening. Good evening. Family, listen, what I do want to tell you is to mark your calendars. Mark your calendars for EcoFest taking place on Monday, October 9th at One Art Community Center. Join the WURD family as we celebrate environmental justice within our city and delve into the hard work of creating sustainable futures for Black communities. There will be engaging panel discussions and insightful workshops presented by organizations such as Plant and People and Decolonize Philly, followed by inspiring musical performances from emerging local artists. So, come on out to EcoFest on Monday, October 9th at One Art Community Center located at 1431 North 52nd Street in West Philadelphia. And don't forget to tune in to EcoWord every Friday with host POC at 10 a.m. for thought-provoking insights and answers to your most pressing climate questions. I see some more of our family members are joining us. Hey there, Cornell. Hi. It's so good to hear from you and so good to have you join us too. Malcolm, I'm receiving all of that love, okay? That's right. Happy birthday month. I'm receiving it all. Tigressa, hi, beautiful. She says, hey, you. Well, hey, you. Hey, girl, hey. Nazir. Hey, brother Nazir. He is sharing peace and blessings with us all. And I'm sending them right back to you, brother. I am Nazir. Miss Viola, hi. Miss Viola sharing love too. Hi there. Hey there, beautiful. And Rasheen. Hi, Rasheen. Rasheen shares. I am watching from Germantown. Well, all right, family, let's get started. So, our first guest tonight is a Philly native. He's the founder and CEO of 4 Hills Junk Removal. You hear me? Let's get that right. He is the CEO and founder of 4 Hills Junk Removal. Yeah, let's say that right. Prior to becoming a full-time entrepreneur, he had in excess of 16 years experience in corporate sales as a business development leader, account executive, and marketing representative. Family, I invite you to the conversation with Jarrod Hill. Jarrod Hill. What is wrong with me? I can't get Hill right. I can't get Hills right. What is happening?
It's all good. It's all good. How you doing, Carol?
I won't complain, Jarrod. You heard me. I'm celebrating all month, so I have
Yes,
no
happy
complaints
birthday
over here.
month. Yes.
I think we're still in Libra season, and I am all Scorpio, but that's all right, Libra. I share October with you, so that's all right. So, Jarrod, first of all, thank you. Just thank you for agreeing to come spend some time with us. I appreciate that very much. The
Absolutely.
first question I have for you. In the introduction of you, I shared with our family members this corporate life, basically. That was an entire corporate world existence.
Yeah.
How, from where, from when? Now, family, I know I'm jumping right in because we're going to get into the other stuff. I want to know all about your life. But I'm so curious to know what inspired you. What was your inspiration for transitioning from the corporate arena to fulfilling a dream as an entrepreneur?
Yeah. That's a really good question. And that's actually the question that everyone asks me. How did you go from corporate America to picking up trash? That's what people usually say.
Listen, we call it waste removal. Okay. Go ahead. I'm sorry.
But it's funny because you know what? I started this business 7 years ago, and I started it because my wife was getting ready to give birth to our first daughter, Quinn, at the time. So she probably was a month out from giving birth, and I had this overwhelming feeling that like I just need more money. At that time, I was working for Avis, and I was making really good money. Had a company car, making six figures, and also had rental properties, but I just felt the need to do more. So a buddy of mine, who was a realtor, he introduced me to the real estate world, and helped me buy my first rental property. He was talking about buying a dump truck to start a junk removal business. And I'm like, you know what? That sounds like a really good idea, because at that time we had purchased several homes, and the homes that we were purchasing weren't in the best condition. So we always needed to hire junk removal companies. So I was like, you know what? And I remember thinking like, wow, the first time I got a quote from a junk removal company, I was actually shocked. I was like, wow, really that much money to take away trash? But when I kind of broke it down, I was like, you know what? It makes sense. The person needs a vehicle large enough to transport the trash. They have to have the know-how to be able to pull the trash out of the home without damaging the home, especially if you have large furniture, without damaging doorways, scratching floors. And then you have to then pay to get rid of the trash.
Yep.
So we did some research on YouTube. YouTube University, Googled a ton. And after about a week or two of research, we went out and we bought a dump truck. And we felt comfortable that we had some friends in the construction world and some friends in the real estate world that we could get off the ground running. Actually, the first day that we bought the truck, we had 2 jobs. So we were like trying to rush out of the dealership from behind the dump truck to get to our jobs, right? So we kept networking, we met more people, and we had a pretty big following on social media, and we linked up with some big time developers in the city, and we were doing that for about 2 years. We were just doing it part-time when I got off of work from like 5 to 10 o'clock at night and on weekends. And we did that for 2 years. And
wow.
Yeah. And it was kind of getting to the point where I was almost matching my income from corporate America.
Wow.
With doing this business part-time while splitting the profits with my partner. And I'm like, man, this is something really good. I'm on to something. The engine on our truck died. And at that same time, my buddy wanted to transition. He was in law enforcement and also a realtor. He wanted to retire from law enforcement and focus 100% on his real estate career. So when the engine on the truck died, we decided to walk away. And I was also kind of feeling like I missed a large portion of my first daughter's life because I was always working a ton. So we paused the business. I refocused on corporate. He focused on doing real estate 100%. And fast forward 5 years from then, I got to a place where I had enough of corporate. I had put certain things in place to where I felt comfortable walking away from a financial perspective. Also, my wife, she was very solid in her career. So even if it didn't work, I felt as though she could kind of carry us until the business got up and running. And 18 months ago, I decided to walk away. And I've been a full-time entrepreneur for the past 18 months now. And I'm really, really glad that I did it.
I can see by your smile. Wow.
Yeah.
I mean, wow. Seriously. So you and your wife sat down and you said, okay, look, I'm feeling like this might be what I need to do. And she said, okay, well, let's do it.
Yeah, exactly. My wife, when she stayed home for about a year and a half, we have 2 children, and she stayed home for a year and a half with each child,
Oh, wow. That's a blessing.
It is. It really is. And we were blessed enough to be able to be in a situation where we could do that. And we're a team. And she said, you know what, you held us down for X amount of years. So if it doesn't work, she said, I trust you, and I know it's going to work. But if it doesn't work, I got us. So I felt comfortable walking away.
I love that. Well, kudos to the 2 of you. First of all, congrats and kudos. We talk about everything here on Love and Life, but we talk about relationships too. And you definitely have to have a level of trust with one another. You have to, your communication has to be on point first and foremost,
Sure.
and the both of you have to be in a place of transparency to come to, to reach a decision where you say, all right, well, let's do this. Let's, whoever is going to take the brunt right now.
Absolutely.
To be in agreement with it. I love that. I mean, seriously, that in itself, in and of itself, is a blessing as well.
Yeah, it really is. And I recognize that it's special, and a lot of people don't have those same luxuries and opportunities. And I'm a fully transparent person. So whatever question you want to ask me, go ahead. I'm an open book.
Oh, shucks, family. You heard that. You heard what he said. Y'all heard what he said, family. You heard. Family, by the way, if you have just joined us, you are tuned in to Love and Life with Carol Riddick right here on WURD. We are talking with Jarrod Hill, and he is the founder and CEO of 4 Hills Junk Removal. Now, if you missed it, like I said, if you just tuned in, we were joking because he went from, a life living in the corporate arena. Just seriously, that's a huge pivot, a huge transition, I should say, to fulfilling a dream as an entrepreneur. So you say that you also delve in real estate as well. Do you all still have? Do you still have a business in real estate as well? Do you still have properties?
I do. We have all of our rental properties are in Philadelphia, in North Philly, and in West Philly. And we plan on adding to our portfolio.
I love it.
The business right now is just very, very, very busy. But at some point, we're going to start purchasing more properties again in the future.
That's a beautiful thing. Well, Chloe Chanel, for those of you who are unfamiliar, which is my fur child, seems to be joining the conversation as well. She's joining the conversation, sending you kudos too. Excuse me, miss. She's sending you kudos too. So, what I learned most recently, you were talking about junk removal, and having to pay to get rid of it. I just learned that recently. And of course, it never occurred to me. Like what was done with it once it's taken away. Yep. Now I see. Okay, I don't know what's happening behind me, but clearly there's a whole world. Maybe something I need to take care of. But in any event, I had no idea about junk removal and the price that you have to pay to get rid of it. So
Yeah,
what we're going
it's
to do though, what I want to do though, I want to take a short commercial break. When we come back from that commercial break, if you don't mind, because I'm going to check to make sure life is good. And I'll ask you to tell us all about that. Break that down for us if you don't mind. Family, stay
okay.
with us because we'll be right back.
King C. Gillette knows you're dedicated to your barbershop routine. But what about after? What's your routine for facial hair to avoid dry skin, itching, and beard rough? Well, the King C. Gillette Beard Oil is a perfect fit for making your beard feel as good as it looks. It softens your facial hair and moisturizes to help prevent itch due to dry skin. Get facial hair that feels as good as it looks. Just trim, wash, and soften with King C. Gillette.
Hey, this is AJ with your Penn Medicine Cares and the Community Updates. Penn Medicine will be at the 3rd Annual Health Fair hosted by the Institute for the Development of African American Youth, IDAY, on Saturday, October 7, 12 to 4 p.m. The health fair will be held at 2200 to 2300 North Broad Street. Come out for community health resources, information, healthcare demonstrations, live music, food, and fun. At Penn Medicine, our mission is improving the health of people we serve. Visit pennmedicine.org/community and learn more.
Friday's Mega Millions jackpot now has an estimated annuity of $350 million. $350 million. So don't forget to play at your local retailer or online. Pennsylvania lottery proceeds benefit older Pennsylvanians every day. Players must be 18 or older. Please play responsibly.
WURD Radio, Philadelphia's rock for the African American community, social, political, economics, and beyond. My name is Dr. J. Stephen Blake of Blake Gastroenterology Associates. Catch me on second Sundays at 2 p.m. Colon cancer conversations and irritable bowel syndrome. Congratulations, WURD, on 20 years as our rock for the community.
Here's what you missed on Wake Up with WURD.
Joining us now is U.S. Representative Dwight Evans. He represents Pennsylvania's 3rd Congressional District. Please walk us through what happened that got the House Speaker ousted.
Basically, there were 8 Republicans who wanted him out. And they were not the Democrats. The 8 Republicans are the ones who led the charge with a gentleman by the name of Matt Gaetz from Florida. And those 8 Republicans with the Democrats, basically they led the charge. And they felt that he was no longer connected. They felt that he had lied, he had cheated, he wasn't telling the truth. And Solomon, in this job as Speaker, you've been around for a while, being truthful is extremely important.
Tune in to Wake Up with WURD with Solomon Jones every Monday through Friday, 7 a.m. to 10 a.m. only on WURD. Progressive Black Talk Media.
This is your celebration.
Greetings, I'm Brother Shamari. I wouldn't have a voice if it wasn't for WURD Radio, Black Talk Media in the city of Philadelphia. 20 years, y'all. Let's celebrate 20 years of a Black institution. Let's celebrate the Lomax family for bringing this wonderful institution to our people. And let's support it and work to make sure we have 200 more years of Black Talk Media.
Hi, my name is Jordan Brogan, CEO at Center for Families and Relationships. Just want to wish WURD Radio a happy 20th anniversary, and thank you so much for everything you do to support the community.
We're celebrating 20 years of progressive Black Talk Media. You're listening to Love and Life with Carol Riddick on WURD, Progressive Black Talk Media.
Well, hello there, family. Welcome back. You are tuned in to Love and Life with Carol Riddick right here on WURD, Progressive Black Talk Media, on air and online at wordradio.com. We are talking with Jarrod Hill. He is the founder and CEO of Fort Hills Junk Removal. And I did ask him a question before the break, but before I ask you to respond, I do want to just acknowledge some of our family members that are checking in. Miss Julie. Hi there, Miss Julie. She shares good evening with everyone. Best wishes for Librans. I know that's right. All the Librans. That's right. That's right. That's right. But she's sharing love. Henry is letting us know that he's checking the show out as well. Hi there, Henry. Henry Purifoy. Miss Joanne is with us. Hi, beautiful. Miss Joanne Dormond. And she's sharing peace and love with everybody. Nia Imani. Hi, boo. She says, let's go. Boom, boom. I know that's right. Allison Williams, my beloved. I love you more. Do you hear me? I hope you know it. I hope you feel it when I say it. Allison Williams, that is, you know, our beloved songstress. Malcolm is cracking up. You know what? And he was cracking up at Chloe, making it known, making her presence known. I got you, Malcolm. Sharia, hi there, beautiful. She's joining us as well. And she shares congratulations on your business. It's wonderful that you have a partner who supports you and is willing to take that leap with you. Teamwork in a marriage is a beautiful thing. She shares that she's listening from Pikesville. Well, hey, we're sending love to Pikesville, Maryland, Sharia. Harry is saying good evening to the entire WURD family. And since our family members are also checking in on the phone, we're going to go to the phone lines and say hello to who's on the phone. Hi there. Thank you for calling.
Hi, Carol.
Hi, Ron. How are you?
Hi, how are you, sir? I just wanted to take it a minute, sir, not interrupting on what y'all talking about. But Carol is going to celebrate her birthday. And I was thinking, I was telling my granddaughter today, because she's in the same month that Carol is in. I was talking yesterday. And I said, can I give Carol? What can Mr. Ryan give her? And the Lord put something on my mind. She will share it with her family or whoever she cared for. Because of who she is, certainly caused me, not her as a privileged character, but certainly worthy of what I will give her. And long after this birthday is gone, she will remember this. It's somewhat of a tangible, but the significance of life that I want her to have with her, she will share with her family. She would share with, with whoever to say something about that. And at the most crucial part of her life, crucial, I use that in quotations and respect, that there will be there to do something to the psyche. And that's very important. At the time of need, and this is what I will ask her if she will receive for her birthday. And if she chooses to, with her family, and share it with some other female, it would have to, and I say this respectfully, a tear would trickle from their eye for this to be so mindful to give this person out of all the things we can give in life. And there are many of them. So I certainly hope that she will receive it at the time and to give it. And it's a token that says this, oh, beloved, it's not because of who I am. It's because of who you are. And I've heard your voice to speak for the least of these. I've heard your sensitivity. And because of it, this is what I think will be a very helpful to you once again in your psyche. So thank you, Almighty God, for all life. And letting Cal exist here in Philadelphia. And that's something I'm going to shut down because that's something I believe that it would, which she would carry for all the days of her life. All the days of life, while she have life. So thank you very much. And that's what it is in life. When someone else can take and give life to a dead mentality from the children all the way up into now in my age, 80 years of age, that's something that told me something right there. Anytime you can have someone that makes you carry them. I'm not talking no foolishness. I keep telling the people that I don't talk, I don't come like that. And this
No,
is
we
for
know
her.
that, Ron.
I would like her to receive if she do so. It will be well worth her while. Thank you very much.
Thank you, Ron. Thank you. Thank you. Thank you so much. So much. Always for your positivity, for your love, and for your transparency. Jarrod, before the break, I was asking you about junk removal, and I was sharing with you that I learned most recently that there's a fee associated. I had no idea. I mean, why would I? But, I had no idea. Talk with us about that, please.
Sure, absolutely. It's funny. A lot of people, what I try to do is when I meet with new clients, I try to educate them on the process because, to your point, a lot of people don't know what actually we do with the junk after we remove it from their home. But the short answer is the junk goes to the junkyard and it's disposed of in the landfill. Although we do try to donate items, like if furniture is in really good condition, for example, if a family member passes away, and the other family member's responsibility to discard the items, we do try to donate items that are in newer condition. But the items that we can't donate, we do take it to the landfill, and it costs $120 just to enter the landfill. Correct. Yeah. So for every 1 ton, they charge you $120. So for example, right? If you have 2 couches, a few end tables, a dining room table, a deep freezer, and a refrigerator, that might be 1 ton, 2,000 pounds worth of furniture that need to be paid for. So, like I said, I try to educate people on the process. Also, too, if there's a home that the person is still living in, trying to transport some of those large, I see behind you in your background, you have 2 large sofas, right? And just trying to get those sofas out of the home can be a difficult task at times without damaging the doorways,
Sure.
without dragging it on the floor and scratching beautiful hardwood floors. But yeah, it's some people I take pictures. So like if you can either call me for an estimate or you can text me and send me pictures for an estimate. And based on, I charge according to how much space the debris takes up on the truck. That's how I charge, right? So if the debris is going to take up a quarter of the space on the truck, that's one price. If the debris is going to take up half the space on the truck, that's another price. And then if the debris is going to fill up the truck in its entirety, then that's a full load price. So I've been doing this for 7 years now. We kind of play Tetris with furniture and debris. So we can pack the truck really, really tight, but I have a good gauge on how much to charge based on how much space it's going to take up in the truck.
Understood. So do you normally service residential spaces, businesses, or both?
I do both, but probably 80-90% of my business is residential. I partner with a lot of realtors in the area. Realtors that sell homes in Philadelphia, Montgomery, Delaware, Bucks, and Chester County. But yeah, primarily 80-90% of our business is removing unwanted homes from residential homes.
Oh, wow. So let me ask you this. Having shared with us that, and I have to keep repeating this because I tell you so well, I can understand it because I'm an entrepreneur myself. So I understand this. Having come from a corporate arena, I do. Trust me, I do. I overstand, as I would say. So what would be the thing that you enjoy most? Well, I'll ask both, most and least, about running your own business.
What I enjoy most is, I tell people all the time, I didn't leave my job to make more money. I left my job for a peace of mind, So for example, if one of my daughters is sick and I can stay home with them. My business may suffer, you know, I may potentially miss out on a client, but I don't have to ask for permission, you know. And that's really, really, really important to me. Or, you know what, if I block out on my calendar next Wednesday, I'm going to the gym for 2 hours and then I'm going to go swim and I'm going to treat myself to lunch, you know, or if I want to just take a quick run to AC real quick during the middle of the day, at 1 o'clock in the afternoon, I can do that. So just the freedom and the mobility. I love that. I love that. I really do. What don't I like? You know, I'm getting older. I'm almost 40.
You know what? You know what? I'm going to beat you with a wet noodle. Talk about I'm getting. Did he say that, family? Did he just say that? Go ahead. I'm sorry.
But yeah, my body just doesn't recover as quickly. You know, like if I'm trying not to be as active in the business anymore. I have some really good guys on my team. I have 6 employees and they work really, really hard. But it's just, I'm not the type of person that just sits around. It just watches other people work and just supervise. So I'm in the mix with them. But what I don't enjoy is that my body takes a little bit longer to recover now. That
Shut
part
up and
I do
keep
not
talking.
enjoy.
Listen, shut up and keep talking. Listen, and Malcolm shares, you don't have to deal with temperamental supervisors. I know that's
Oh
right.
my.
I know that's right. Okay.
Yeah.
But, you know, 2 things that you said, I just love hearing from a Black man's mouth. You first talked about your relationship with your wife, and you talked about, you know, you alluded to the communication that the 2 of you have. You know, you said, okay, this is what we're going to do, and you talked about, you know, not being there for a good bit of your first daughter's life, and you said, okay, so if my baby needs this, or we, you know, I got to go do this, or whatever. It feels good to hear you talk about family. It feels so good to hear you talk about your wife and your kids and say, well, yeah, well, we did this and we did. That feels good. And listen, family, now don't y'all come for me, okay? Because I know there are some good Black men out there. I know a lot of them. So that's not what I'm saying, but it just feels good in this moment. I'm just acknowledging your love for your family and telling you how much I appreciate hearing you acknowledge them and you know, include, you know, they were a part of your thought process when you said the decisions you were making. You didn't just think about what you wanted for yourself. You were thinking about your family as well. And so I applaud you and appreciate that. I appreciate hearing that. To that point, Chef Bailey. Hi there. Narda Fields Bailey is sharing. Proud of you, son. Let's go. I know that's right. I know that's right. Brother Harry is checking in as well. I just want to share. Some of our family members are sending love. Brother Harry is checking in, and so is Alfred. Alfred is checking in as well. And so, hey there, beautiful. Hi, Cheryl. Cheryl is sharing a good evening, fam. Just letting you know that our family members are joining the conversation. Family, you know, if you too have a question or a comment, feel free to share them in the comment section, or you can even give us a call. You can do that by dialing 215-634-8065. You can even call us toll free at 1-866-361-0900. Now, you all heard me talk about family. You heard me share that Chef Narda Bailey, whom we know and love, is his mother. She said, let's go, son. And you heard his sister. So, I mean, when you talk about family, well, see, I've adopted you all. So you're my family too. So, you know, I keep telling them that they're my family. You hear that? I keep telling them they're my family. That's what I keep saying. So what we're going to do in just a moment or two, is go to another commercial break. But I do want to know what some of your biggest challenges have been with running your business. Family, I did tell you that you can call us, you can comment on our socials. What we're going to do right now is take just a short break. So stay with us, okay? Because we'll be right back.
Halloween is sneaking up, so get ready to freak out on fun. This year, the Pennsylvania Lottery has a Halloween treat for you. It's the new $5 Make Me Witch Scratch-Off with top prizes of $100,000. The Make Me Witch Scratch-Off features a moon multiplier, giving you the chance to multiply any prize. Grab the new Scratch-Off today. It's here for a limited time only. The Pennsylvania Lottery benefits older Pennsylvanians every day. Please play responsibly.
A promise is potent, born of intention, fueled by commitment. It's seeing things through, always showing up. And we know a thing or two about promises here at Susan G. Komen. Over 40 years ago, we locked arms with you toward one vision, a world without breast cancer. By investing in life-saving research and standing up for patient rights, we are shifting the system so all people everywhere get the care they deserve. Because if you've just been diagnosed and don't know where to turn, we've got you. If you can't afford the treatment you need, we've got you. And if you are driven to raise money to honor the best friend you've just lost, we have a place for you here. Because of you, we're supporting those who need help today while tirelessly searching for tomorrow's cures. Ending breast cancer needs all of us. Visit Komen.org and be a part of the Susan G. Komen community today.
October is Breast Cancer Awareness Month, and here's some information from the Centers for Disease Control on breast cancer in men. Did you know that 1 out of every 100 breast cancer diagnoses in the United States is found in a man? Fellas, here's some things you need to know. The warning signs to look out for are a lump or swelling, redness or flaky skin, irritation or dimpling of the breast skin, pulling in or discharge, or any pain in the nipple area. It is important to note that these symptoms can occur for reasons other than cancer. That's why it's important to schedule an appointment and share these symptoms with your doctor. Now, the risk factors for breast cancer in men are similar to the risk factors for women, including genetic mutations, getting older, family history of breast cancer, overweight and obesity, and liver disease. Cirrhosis of the liver can lower androgen levels and raise estrogen levels, increasing the risk for breast cancer. So this October, be proactive. Visit your doctor and tune into WURD Radio for more information on breast health. This breast cancer awareness vignette was brought to you by Keystone First.
What is love?
You're listening to Love and Life on WURD, Progressive Black Talk Media.
I think I know what love
Hey there, family. Welcome back. You are tuned in to Love and Life with yours truly, Carol Riddick, right here on WURD, Progressive Black Talk Media, on air and online at wordradio.com. We're talking with Jarrod Hill, and we are talking about debris removal, waste management. How many ways can we say it? We're talking about junk removal. We're talking about it all. That's what we're talking about. But before the break, I asked Jarrod what some of the challenges are that you've experienced with running your business. I'll say your biggest challenges, and I know we all have challenges.
Yeah, that's a really good question. I think this may help other entrepreneurs if they're listening as well. But, you know, when I worked in corporate, I worked in sales. So the skill set that I had to have in order to be successful was I had to be good at customer service. I had to be good with networking. It's just overall sales skills, you know, that was what I had to be really, really good at. But, you know, as far as like operations is concerned, logistics, human resources, hiring people, I wasn't required to be good at those things because that wasn't part of my job description in my previous life, you know? So
Right.
the biggest challenge for me, and I think the biggest challenge for all entrepreneurs is that when you're an entrepreneur, when you're a small business owner, especially when you're first starting out, you have to be good at everything and you have to do everything, you know? So some people just identify, you know, a couple of things that they want to do in their business, you know. So I don't know if you're a baker and you're really good at baking cakes and pastries, you know, that's really cool. But if you don't know how to market yourself, you know, you don't know how to ship your products, if you don't know how to partner with people and get your products in grocery stores or in supermarkets or grow your social media presence, you can't really have a successful business, you know.
That's a good
So
point.
the biggest challenge for me is being able to manage everything that comes along with the junk removal. You're the CEO of everything. You're the director, you're the manager, director, and VP of every department.
Your customer service, you're everything. You
You're
are
everything.
everything.
You're
Yeah.
everything. Yeah. And you know, like I knew that going into the business. I did. I knew it for sure. But having to actually do it on a daily basis is a completely different story.
It
It's
sure is.
overwhelming sometimes. Yeah.
Yeah, you know what? I'm glad to hear you say that. So glad to hear you say that because, like you said, when for anyone who's interested in starting a business, there's so many things to consider, so many additional things to consider. I'm curious to know because you were talking about going to get this truck when you all decided to get this truck because you made it sound so simple. Like, yeah, I said, all right, we're gonna do this, and then we went and got a truck and blah blah. It sounded like it was so easy. Like you just went to the corner and you're like, oh, let me pick this one, you know. Can you share with us about that
Yeah.
process?
You know, I have really good credit. My partner has really good credit, you know, so we were able to secure the truck with a super low um, interest rate. I think our interest rate was like 1.5%, which is like really low for a vehicle, especially for a commercial vehicle like that. But you know, we did our research in regards to what type of dump truck to buy. There's like a lot of different trucks you can buy. You can buy a dump truck that has the automatic lift that dumps the junk out of there for you. You can buy a regular flatbed truck that doesn't dump. You can buy a box truck. You can buy a pickup truck and attach a trailer to it. There's a lot of vehicles that you can use. You can have I see some people with just regular pickup trucks. I see some people with sprinter vans. You know, there's a lot of different types of vehicles that you can utilize to do junk removal, depending on how big you want your business to be and how large the items are going to be that you're going to be removing from people's homes. But we just did our research and we decided to go with a Ford F450. And at that time, 7 years ago, I think the truck cost $35,000. Like I said, we had good credit. We went to our credit union. We walked into the credit union. We said we needed a loan for $35,000. They
My
said,
Lord. Okay.
they
Okay.
said, oh, they said, okay. They gave us the check. And I think like 2 days later, we went to go buy the truck. So I mean, it's not simple, but I mean,
y'all hear this? Y'all hear that? Family, did you hear him? Did you hear what he said? He said, yeah, we needed, 35,000. We went in and we said, okay, Jarrod, listen, but you know what? But it does take that too. It does take that frame of mind because you have to have confidence in what you're doing. So that's a part of it too. And that's definitely a part of it. But I'm so, grateful for you all that things seem to have just gone right in line, everything. But you talk about being an well, we're talking about you being an entrepreneur. We started talking about Four Hills junk removal, and you also shared about being, owning real estate. That's not simple either.
No, it really isn't. I was fortunate to be around some people that had knowledge of real estate, and
Okay.
some of my friends are a little bit older than me by a couple of years, so they always had me around when they were going to purchase real estate and then rehabbing the properties. So I was young, like in college still, like 20, 21, 22 years old, and my buddies would be like, hey, I'm going to go look at this abandoned house in North Philly. Come with me, and I will go. And then they would purchase the property and then they would hire contractors. I would see them get screwed over by contractors. So I was able to see some of their mistakes. They would tell me about all their mistakes.
Right.
The good contractors that they. I'm sorry. Go ahead.
No. I'm so sorry because I was listening to you, but one of our family members is asking a question. I'm looking at the time just in case you have to run. I want to make sure I
No.
get this question. And oh, good.
Okay.
So, Brother Nasir is asking, did you have any problems getting permits from Philly or L&I?
It's funny. My one of my buddies who introduced me to real estate, he used to work directly across the street from the L&I building.
Okay.
So he was able to get, he was able to develop some really good relationships with some people in that building. So once he developed those relationships and got contacts, important contacts within L&I, he was just able to pass along that contact information to me. So like as far as like filing paperwork, I would just email him stuff. He would print it out, take it down, and file it for me, or get favors done. But it's otherwise you're down there, you're waiting in line, you got to get a ticket, and you're sitting in the lobby for 2, 3, 4 hours sometimes. I know it's crazy. I feel like sometimes, like in this city, they do things to deter people from becoming business owners. It's just, I wish if the city was ran the way that businesses were run, the city would be more efficient. But the city is not a for-profit business, so it's just it's a mess. It really is. And
It's
sometimes
really
it
a
makes me
hot
want to
mess.
walk away from the landlord business, because they make it very, very, very tough for the landlords. It's very expensive and a ton of paperwork.
It really is. It really does not. A lot of things don't work in the favor of the landlord. A lot of the rules, a lot of the laws, a lot of it. Family, listen. If you have just joined us, welcome first. But you're tuned in to Love and Life with yours truly, Carol Riddick, right here on WURD, Progressive Black Talk Media, on air and online at wordradio.com. We are talking with Jarrod Hill. He is the founder and CEO of 4 Hills Junk Removal. He's also into real estate, I should say. Listen, he's doing it all. You hear me? He's doing it all. But he's sharing with us about his experience transitioning from living, working, eating, breathing in the corporate arena to fulfilling a dream as an entrepreneur. All of this is just so it's so interesting to me because typically, when we talk about fulfilling our dreams, a lot of us have one thing that we're trying to accomplish. Here you are, you have 2 businesses, taking care of family and everything, which is, listen, I know there are a lot of us out there doing it, but I'm saying again, kudos to all of you. All of you. Brother Malcolm is asking a question. Malcolm shares, I'm thinking you might have had a heavy duty truck with PTO for dumping. Diesel fuel is cheaper. You hear that? See, I'm listening. When you were talking about these trucks, that's all of interest to me too, because you don't when you think of this business, who is there to help you with these decisions? Who is there? Well, I do know there are businesses and services in place, but you may not know where to start. You may not know where to look. Did you, by any chance, go to any of those services or businesses that are in place?
No, I didn't. And me and my buddy actually joke about this today. Like, we really didn't know anything besides what we Googled and what we saw on YouTube. But, we just had an overwhelming belief in ourselves that we could figure it out. And we saw the opportunity, we saw the potential. And it really started off, just to be honest with you, is just like a hustle to make some money on the side to help support our families. But the more we got into it, and the more people that we met, and the more contacts that we met, and the more realtors that we met, like realtors for me are my bread and butter, because realtors are in homes every single day. And they're the ones that know what needs to be removed from the home, so that it can sell, or even before the photographer comes in to take pictures of the home, so that it can be staged properly, so it's not cluttered.
Right.
But to answer your question, no, we didn't know anything. We just learned from trial and error, and we made some mistakes. At first, we didn't understand how heavy things were, so we underbid on a lot of jobs. We in the beginning we damaged people's property because we just didn't know how to properly get furniture out of tight spaces. We didn't know how heavy things were, so we underbid on jobs. Our truck got damaged, got vandalized. There's a lot of things go wrong in business, and a lot of things you just can't plan and prepare for. You just have to actually go through it,
right?
So that that's the best way to learn. It hurts in the moment, it really does, but that's the best way to learn.
I understand that. Family, listen, know that the phone lines are still open, and feel free to continue to comment on our socials. We're going to take just a short commercial break, so stay with us because we will be right back.
It's the WURD Hot 60. Hot 60. Here's the hottest 60 seconds you missed this week on The Source.
What is happening out here? How is it that you have children out in the streets at 8:30, 9:30, 10 o'clock at night? The police can do curfew, we can fuss and we can complain, but the bottom line is, and I gotta tell y'all parents, you've got to take a more active role and responsibility in your children's lives, and don't call me and tell me that it's just the children whose parents don't care about them. Let me tell you something. There are a whole bunch of children carjacking people and doing all kinds of things with both their parents in the house. Mom and dad are there all the time doing what they're supposed to do. They have great jobs. They just don't know where their children are. When your child loses their life or get harmed by a police officer because they're out there doing what they're doing, you need to go watch some of these videos. And if you see your child in one of them, there needs to be a conversation that goes something like this: you ain't never coming out of this house till you turn 18.
And that's the hottest 60 seconds this week on The Source on WURD, Progressive Black Talk Media.
King C. Gillette knows you're dedicated to your barbershop routine. But what about after? What's your routine for facial hair to avoid dry skin, itching, and beard rough? Well, the King C. Gillette Beard Oil is the perfect fit for making your beard feel as good as it looks. It softens your facial hair and moisturizes to help prevent itch due to dry skin. Get facial hair that feels as good as it looks. Just trim, wash, and soften with King C. Gillette.
Tune into WURD Radio this Thursday at 10 a.m. for City Council Live, hosted by Ernest Owens. Join conversations that matter to your community with your local city council members.
As veterans, we're no strangers to helping others.
That's what we were taught, service before self.
But we do have one question for the veterans listening.
When was the last time you reached out for help?
If you or someone you know needs resources, whether it's for stress, finances, employment, or mental health, don't wait. Reach out.
Find more information at va.gov/reach. That's va.gov/reach.
Brought to you by the United States Department of Veterans Affairs and the Ad Council.
WURD Radio is sharing a harvest for the world. Now through December 31st, visit WURDradio.com to find information on upcoming Give Back events in the Philadelphia area. If your organization is hosting free clothing giveaways, food drives, free workshops, community dinners, and more, please share the details using the form on our website. Visit WURDradio.com and look for the Harvest banner. It's harvest time, and we're sharing information on those giving back to the community. The Harvest is brought to you by Comcast, PECO, Keystone First, and the United Way. We are WURD, Progressive Black Talk Media.
Friday's Mega Millions jackpot now has an estimated annuity of $350 million. $350 million. So don't forget to play at your local retailer or online. Pennsylvania lottery proceeds benefit older Pennsylvanians every day. Players must be 18 or older. Please play responsibly.
Pollution from trucks is a public health crisis. Diesel-burning trucks belch dangerous levels of pollution, and communities living near ports and along freight corridors breathe especially high levels of this dirty air. But this crisis has a solution. My name is Sasan Sadat, and I work for Earth Justice. I'm working to clean up our air quality, particularly for communities that bear the burden of diesel pollution. For the sake of our lungs, our health, and our climate, the future of trucking in this country has got to be zero emissions. Until then, I will never rest.
Earth Justice is a national legal nonprofit defending the environment and people's health. Earth Justice is fighting to save lives, protect our climate, and strengthen our economy through the shift to zero emissions. If clean air matters to you, visit us at earthjustice.org. Earth Justice, because the earth needs a good lawyer.
Did you know Henry Ossawa Tanner, the first internationally known African-American painter, lived and studied right here in Philadelphia? As the first Black student admitted to the prestigious Pennsylvania Academy of the Fine Arts, Tanner broke barriers with his innovative moving paintings and influenced generations of artists around the world. To find out more about the efforts to preserve his legacy and North Philadelphia childhood home, visit thetannerhouse.org, a message from the Friends of the Tanner House.
When it comes to making plans, you are the best. What about those round trips, which are perfect on your way there and perfect on your way back? Or those meetings with friends, surprise parties, camps, birthdays. The same way you plan for the important moments, start planning to protect you and your loved ones from a natural disaster. Sign up for local weather and emergency alerts. Prepare an emergency kit and make a family communications plan. Get started at ready.gov/plan.
Brought to you by FEMA and the Ad Council.
We're bringing joy and power to the people. This is WURD Radio, 900 AM and 96.1 FM, WURD, Philadelphia. Celebrating 20 years of progressive Black talk media. Streaming online at wordradio.com and the WURD Radio app.
Let me tell you something, and don't you ever forget it. Success is nothing without someone you love to share it with.
You're listening to Love and Life with Carol Riddick on WURD, Progressive Black Talk Media.
Well, hello there, family. Welcome back. Welcome to the top of the second hour of Love and Life with yours truly, Carol Riddick, right here on WURD, Progressive Black Talk Media, on air and online at wordradio.com. Now, listen, family, I told you about this in the first hour, but I'm going to remind you to mark your calendars for EcoFest, taking place on Monday, October 9th at One Art Community Center. Join the WURD family as we celebrate environmental justice within our city and delve into the hard work of creating sustainable futures for Black communities. There will be engaging panel discussions and insightful workshops presented by organizations such as Plant and People and Decolonize Philly, followed by inspiring musical and performances from emerging local artists. So come out to EcoFest Monday, October 9th at One Art Community Center, located at 1431 North 52nd Street in West Philadelphia. And don't forget to tune in to EcoWord every Friday with host POC at 10 a.m. for thought-provoking insights and answers to your most pressing climate questions. So, family, we're talking with Jarrod Hill, and I'm asking him all kinds of questions about all of his business, okay? The next question I have for you, Jarrod, is you were talking about real estate. We were talking about real estate. How do you and your partners identify what properties or areas you'll acquire, excuse me, in which you'll acquire property?
Really good question. There's a saying in real estate, and I think we've all heard it: location, location, location. But the thing with real estate is, especially when you're first starting out, it's not necessarily the glitz and glamour location that you want to try to purchase property in. You want to try to identify the areas that are a little rough around the edges, but up and coming in the future. So that's really, I guess, the hard work and where the research comes into play, because you have to do a little bit of research to see where the city and other developers are starting to make investments within certain area code. I'm sorry, certain zip codes.
Uh-huh. Yeah, I was going to ask about that too. It's like, do you have, well, when looking, like you were saying, do you have a good idea of what's coming in that area? Do you like a,
Yeah, I mean, a lot of things are just like rumor mill, because
okay,
I know a lot of people in this industry now. I do. Like in the beginning, I didn't. I bought my
okay,
first property when I was 25,
hmm,
so I didn't really know that many people back then. So my first property that I bought was actually my great grandmother's house in North Philly near
hmm,
Temple Hospital, um, like 2 blocks from Temple Hospital.
a great
And there
area.
had been, yeah, and if you like, but that was that was 15, yeah, 14, 15 years ago.
Mm.
Um, so I remember I was telling people that I was going to be purchasing the property, and when I purchased it, I moved in it while I was doing the renovations, which is a whole nother story. Like,
Yeah. Okay. Do tell. I want to know it all. Do tell.
so it's crazy because like at that time I was 25 years old, and I was doing a full renovation, like a complete gut job on the house, like no
What?
running water, no electricity, like everything came out, no flooring, no walls, no nothing. And at the time I was working for Xerox, and I had to wear a suit to work every day at that time. And I remember like leaving out of the house like with my suit just like
I,
covered in dust, right?
I
And
can
like
only imagine.
not having a shower, but the sink worked. So I'm taking bird baths in the sink. You know what I mean? Um,
Wow.
that was a really, really, really scary and cool experience
Yeah,
all
that's
at
what you
the
call
same.
drive, though. That's what you call
Yeah,
drive. Listen, Brother Malcolm shares, I would think that real estate is like gambling in a casino. Isn't the market up and down?
that's a really good question. The thing about it is just like real estate is kind of like stocks. And when the market is down, everyone tends to get scared and tend to want to run away and or
Mhm,
sell,
mhm,
because like, oh my goodness, the market is down. I'm losing money. But you don't lose money unless you sell. So for an example, right? Let's just
mhm,
say you purchase a property that costs $100,000 today, right?
mhm,
Okay,
mhm,
cool. Purchase your property for $100,000. Your property's worth $100,000. Great. Let's just say this same time next year, the real estate market is on a downtrend. So
mhm.
you look at your property on Zillow or on Redfin, and they tell you that the value of your property is now $90,000. But if you have a long-term mindset and you kind of like you have to drown out that noise. So really when the market is on a downturn, that's when you want to purchase more. So if you felt comfortable purchasing that property today, October 4th, 2023 for $100,000, and then say another property on that block that you identified as an area that you wanted to be in, fast forward October 4th, 2024, there's a
Mhm,
house across the street in the same condition for $90,000.
mhm.
Why wouldn't you want to buy it? Because if you wanted to buy it for $100,000, why would you want to buy it for 90? This is like if you go to Neiman Marcus or Lord and Taylor and I don't know, your favorite brand, Louis Vuitton. If today the purse is $500, but
Mhm.
Louis Vuitton's on a downtrend, and next year the purse is worth 400, you would be excited. You're like, oh my God, it's a sale. Like I gotta go get that purse because it's a sale, right? So it's really just like a mindset shift. I don't think we've been taught that. And I'm actually I had to learn that myself, because I was the same, like, oh my God, like it's things can go wrong. I can lose value in the property, which is true. All those things are certainly true. But if you have a long-term mindset,
Mhm.
I'm talking about 5, 10, 15 year mindset. It's not gambling. It's investing.
It's
So
investing.
it's investing. There's a big difference. I guarantee you that property that you purchased for $100,000 today, in 10 years, that property is going to be worth 120, 130, 140, 200. it depends on what's going on in the area. Did they build? Did they build a Starbucks around the corner? I don't know.
Right.
So
That, oh my goodness. I do want to acknowledge some of our family members who are checking in. Heather Wilson is sharing love. Hey, Boop. That's one of my boops, too. Hey, Boop. She's sharing love. Alvin Fields is saying, awesome, Jarrod. And Tim is checking. Hey, Tim. Timothy Robinson, that is. He's checking in. Your mom. Hey, cuz. As I've told you all, I've adopted the entire family. Okay, the entire family I have adopted. Frey is checking in as well. Hi, beautiful. I'm thinking about your entire family. So we've had conversations with you, where we're having a conversation with you. We've had a conversation with your mom. We've had a conversation with your sister. And the drive that you all have, I love it. It inspires me, but it amazes me as well. But I go to the source. Your mom, OMG, I don't know what is in her bloodstream. Let me tell you something. To have you two, the entrepreneurs that the both of you are, just listen. I should have had her on here. I should have had all three of you on here together. Okay, but we just couldn't have gotten, we couldn't have gotten anything then, because I just would have been loving on y'all too much. But talk to me, please, about, watching her, how much of an inspiration I imagine she is and must have been.
She was great like that. My mom is really good at a lot of things. She really is. But the thing that she's best at is being a mother. She's a rock star when it comes to being a mom. But I grew up in a very loving household. I grew up in a household where you can never say the word can't. And but at the same time, my mom loves on me and my sister from the day that we were born to this day. But at the same time, there's tough love too. So there is no I can't. I'm like, Mom, I remember when I was young, like she's like, you just have to figure it out. She told me, she said, I can show you how to be an adult, but I can't teach you how to become a man. That part you're gonna have to figure out on your own, So with that being said, she was tough on me. She was rough because she was trying to prepare me to be a man, But yeah, she's awesome. She that's her greatest gift, being a mother.
I can only imagine. I can only imagine. Family, if you have just tuned in, you're tuned in to Love and Life with yours truly, right here on WURD. We've been talking with Jarrod. Sometimes I like to spotlight businesses. And when I thought about having Jarrod on, I said, well, there's so much about which to talk with you, talking about, both of your businesses, but your family as well, because all of you are entrepreneurs. And just really, when you talk about success stories, and you talk about our Black families, that you all truly do inspire me. You truly do. You truly do. All three of you, and family, y'all hear me. I keep loving on them because I told you I've adopted them, whether they want me or not. Like Nina Simone said, "If you don't want me, I'm yours right now." Okay. But family, if you have a comment or a question before Jarrod has to leave us, let us know in our comments. And also feel free to call us. You can do that by dialing 215-634-8065. You can even call us toll free at 1-866-361-0900. Now, I know we can't keep you much longer, Jarrod, but I will ask you this. How do you manage navigating multiple businesses and being a husband, father? Like, how do you navigate all of, because those are jobs too. So how do you navigate all of those jobs?
Really good question. Sometimes I do a really good job at it, and sometimes I don't. So for example, that North Philly house that I was telling you about, I had tenants in there for the past 13 years. The last tenant that moved out, They moved out in May. And I just been so busy being a husband, a father, running this business and taking care of the other properties that I haven't had time to really get in there and get it turned over. Like, you know, I have to replace some flooring in there. And there's some other things that I need to do, but it's just, there's only so much time in a day, and I'm just one person. So right now I'm looking to outsource a little bit, and have things kind of look more automated, because, you know, I can't be everywhere at the same time. So I can be excellent in a few things. I can't be excellent at everything.
Everything. How
And
about that?
it's just impossible. I know my limits. So that's a really good question. So I guess I'm not being I'm not doing good with managing that property right now, because it's been vacant since May and it's October. So, and I'm losing money because I don't have a tenant in there. I have a mortgage on that property. So, you know, I'm not a perfect person. I never claimed to be, but yeah, it's when you have a lot going on, you can't be great at everything. You can't
Yeah,
be on top
well,
of everything.
I don't know if that's a loss because, like you said, I mean, you've been with your family, and quite honestly, coming out of the pandemic and living in a COVID compromised existence,
Yeah.
I don't know that that's a bad thing. I can't say that it is. Quite honestly, I can't say that that's a bad thing. You get to spend more time, and how old are the babies?
The oldest baby just turned 7, and then the youngest baby will be 4 in like 25 days.
Oh yeah, see, this is
And the
good
girls,
time. Good
2
time.
girls.
Yes. Yeah, come on, Dad. You're a girl dad too?
Yes,
No,
I am.
this is right now, that's wonderful. That's wonderful because they get to,
Thank you.
you get to spend some more time with them, like you were saying. I think that is awesome. So what I want to do right now, family, we're going to talk about some things. Jarrod, I'm going to hold on to you for the next couple of minutes and drag you into this because, family, I want to talk about some things that are going on and that are happening. Sometimes we talk about the news and things catch my eye. So I'm going to start this conversation while we have you for just the next few minutes, Jerry. So
Let's do it. Let's do it.
I read today about the 5 people that were shot at Morgan State University in Baltimore. And they said the suspect is still at large. Did you hear about that story?
No, I didn't.
Yes. Well, family, for those of you who are unaware or who didn't hear, and I know you're saying, why are you talking to Jarrod about that? Well, I'm going to tell you because Jarrod is here. We have him for the next few minutes. And because I want to share. Just want to share with you some things that are happening in the news. And I have so many stories that I picked and chose today that I'm sharing this because it really caught me so off guard when they said, wait, I said, where? Where? At Morgan State University? Because number one, we don't typically hear about things like that happening at one of our historically Black colleges. I don't know that I've heard. I don't know that I've heard of such a thing happening, but so I was amazed. I read the story and it read that there were 5 victims, 4 males and 1 female between the ages of 18 and 22. And this particular story, so young, that's exactly so young. So this particular story I'm sharing with you before our commercial break because you're talking about your babies 4 and 7 and thinking about what's happening in the world right now, everything that's going on in the world right now. What do you say to your girls? How do you hold on to them? How do you keep them protected and covered? And
Yeah, it's a really good question. You know, the only time that I can truly protect them is when they're inside of my home. You know, that's what I had to realize, you know, because there's been a lot of school shootings and stuff like that. And me and my wife just talked about that maybe a few months ago, that you realize how little control you actually do have, you know, because for 7 to 8 hours a day, they're not with us. They're in school,
right.
you know, and the school does a really good job. They have protocols in place if there's an active shooter and all of those things at both of their schools, but I'm not in control, like at all. So I'm just, I don't know.
It makes
It makes you take a deep breath. Yeah, because I'm a very that's how I run my life. I'm not a control freak, but I like to be in control, and I'm the leader of my family, and people like in my immediate family and people even in my whole entire family kind of look to me as a leader, and people think that I always have it all together, even though I don't, but everyone thinks that I do. But in regards to my children, I don't know. I can't be in control all the time. And I realize that things can and will happen, So when I hear stories like that about people getting shot in college or school shootings, I just hope and pray that it doesn't happen to me and my family.
I know. I understand. I overstand. Jarrod, I want to say thank you. Thank you so much for coming to share your time, your attention, your spirit, your story. Just thank you so much. We hope that you'll come back to visit with us again. Will you do so?
Oh, of course. Listen, I appreciate you having me on your platform. I'm just a junk guy. You're Carol Riddick.
You know what? Carol Riddick, don't do it. Family, listen, we're going to take just a short break. Jarrod is going to hop off. But when we come back, I want to talk some more about what happened at Morgan State University. You hear me? I want to talk about that. I want to know what you think and how you feel. So stay with us because we'll be right back.
Are you ready to party? The party is about to be on. Join us Friday, November 10th for WURD Radio's 20th anniversary celebration, an evening of Black excellence and elegance at the beautiful Fiddler Club in downtown Philadelphia. A cocktail reception gets us started at 6 p.m. Grab a bite, share a toast, or hang out with your favorite WURD host. And in recognition of this milestone birthday, we're bringing together the owners of the nation's 3 remaining Black talk radio stations, Melody Span Cooper of WVON Chicago, Tavis Smiley of KBLA Los Angeles, and WURD's own CEO Sarah Lomax, exploring the future of Black independent-owned media. We'll have a special live performance with dynamic songstress Carol Riddick, and the house will be rocking with legendary DJ Gary O, spinning music from old school to today. To get your tickets, visit wordradio.com/20th anniversary. And remember, membership has its privileges. For WURD members can still continue to purchase tickets at a discounted rate. Your membership will be verified after purchase. Our 20th anniversary celebration is brought to you by Comcast, Bank of America, United Way, Keystone First, Wells Fargo, United Healthcare, and Mainline Health.
We gon' celebrate and have a good time. Join me, Solomon Jones, and WURD for an evening of jazz, a fundraiser to support Man Up PHL's anti-gun violence programs. Dine on Southern cuisine, listen to great jazz, and help fight gun violence in Philly. An evening of jazz, Saturday, October 7th, 5 to 8 p.m. at Southside, 1410 Mount Vernon Street. For more information, go to wordradio.com or call 267-748-7818.
Only 1 in 5 people with disabilities, including those with autism, are employed, despite many having the skill set and desire to work.
Maybe it's because employers don't know what kind of jobs they can do?
Okay, try me.
What about a programmer?
That is a job for someone with autism.
What about a teacher?
That is a job for someone with autism.
Oh, how about a healthcare worker?
Yes, those are all jobs for someone with autism. The truth is, qualified people with autism can do a lot of different jobs, but often get overlooked due to outdated stigmas and beliefs. Businesses value diversity, but sometimes don't recognize the unique strengths and abilities of the autism community. Introducing WIN, the Workplace Inclusion Now program by Autism Speaks. We help businesses lead the way in inclusive hiring.
Ooh, what about a ranch hand?
Yeah! Sure, that's a job for someone with autism too. To learn more, go to autismspeaks.org/win. That's autismspeaks.org/win.
What are you waiting for?
If you've been enjoying the information and interviews WURD provides every day or come out to our community events, it might be time to become a member. This year marks the 20th anniversary of WURD, and there's no better time to join the forward movement. Sign up or renew your sustaining membership at just $90 or your digital membership for just $5 a month. Join online at wordradio.com/membership or pick up the phone and give us a call at 215-425-7875. Press 4 for assistance. The time to join is now.
What am I waiting for?
You're listening to Love and Life with Carol Riddick on WURD, Progressive Black Talk Media.
Well, hey there, family. Welcome back. You are tuned in to Love and Life with yours truly, Carol Riddick, right here on WURD. So, family, before the break, I was sharing with you one of the stories that I read in the news. And the headline read, 5 people were shot at Morgan State University in Baltimore, and the suspect is still at large. That's what I read at the time. The story read that 5 people were wounded, none critically injured, in a shooting outside a residence hall at Morgan State University in Baltimore yesterday. A police commissioner said that there were the 5 victims. There were 4 males and 1 female, and they were between the ages of 18 and 22. I can't even get my words together. That's the first thing. I just can't get my words together because I feel like every day, we have news of something that is just so unexpected and just bizarre. And what I'm going to do, you know what? I'm going to go to our socials because I see that you all are commenting. And how about I read some of those comments? Heather is sharing, honestly, my question is, how did he get away? She shares, I'm sorry, I'm saying he, and we really don't know. But again, my main concern is, how did they get away? I would like to know that myself. I would like to know the answer to that question myself, Heather. I really would. I don't know. I didn't see many more details today. So I'm so curious to know, how this story is coming along, how it's shaping. Sharia is sharing that she was listening to the show last night, to our show, To Love and Life, when it was breaking news there in Baltimore. She shares that it is so sad that this is happening again for the 3rd time at Morgan and just happening in the world. What happened to settling an argument with a fist fight? It's so sad. Listen. First of all, I did not know this was the 3rd time, Sharia, that this is happening at Morgan State University in Baltimore. But I'm in agreement with you. I don't understand what happened to the days of just having a disagreement and either, arguing without there being anything physical taking place or having a fist fight. If it came to that, I do not condone violence in any way. So that's not what I'm saying. But I'm saying if in fact the 2 parties did feel that they needed, something additional than a discussion, what happened to that? What happened to that? What happened to that? Why? I guess my bigger question, because I say it all the time. Why? Why is it so important to us? And I'm saying us because this happens every day and it's happening more and more and more and more. Why is it so important to us that everybody agree with our opinion? Why can't we sometimes agree to disagree? Why can't we be okay with someone else having a differing opinion? Now, I don't know what happened. I don't have any details other than what I just shared with you. But, I don't understand that. I know we all get upset. We get angry. We get bothered by things. But what is that? What is that? Why do we always want to fight? Why do we always want to maim, hurt, kill. What is that? Sharia shares that they've canceled homecoming and all classes. She shares, I don't know how they can say there's no active shooter when no one has been caught. I don't understand that either. Wait a minute. They're saying there's no, how do they say there's no active shooter? How do they say that? How do they say that? You know, I did read in, a little later in the article, I did read there was one of the students who shared that he said, yeah, I was just, we were relaxing. And he said, at first I didn't know what was happening. And then I didn't know where to run. I didn't know where to go. I'm paraphrasing, of course, because I don't remember what he said. That was not verbatim, but that was the gist of it. But I can't imagine being a parent, sending your child off to college, being proud of them pursuing higher education. And you get a call, especially if it's out of town, you get a call that this is happening, that this happened on your child's campus. And as a matter of fact, one of my friends said a friend of hers has a child that goes there, and her friend was freaking out because her friend could not reach their child. And she said that they got in the car, that her friend got in the car and said, okay, that's it. I'm just going to have to go get my child. And that's exactly what happened. But I would do the same thing. I wouldn't think twice. Let me tell you that. If I had one, I wouldn't think twice. Malcolm is sharing his egos. It's egos, quoting the late Nick Barnes. A 9mm makes everybody the same size. It's scary out here. It's horrible, though. It's horrible. I do want to say hello to Joey. Joey Dixon is joining us. Hi there, Joey. Always great to have you join us. Sharia is sharing to the point of the conversation we're having. It's getting to the point where no one is safe anywhere. You know what, Sharia? The sad part is that I feel like it's been that way for such a long time now. I mean, what was some years ago when there was a shooting at the movie theater or whatever happened to the movie, it was then that I said, okay, we can't go anywhere. And the church, remember that a few years ago? We can't go anywhere. We can't go anywhere. And then Ms. Joanne shares the sad part is that you have to worry about retaliation. Exactly, because that's a part of it too. But I would like to know, now y'all walk with me. I don't understand how we have satellites and drones and everything else everywhere else, but we can't figure out who this is and you said this is the third time Sharia shared that this is the third time on Morgan State University's campus. Now, I'm not saying that the people were not caught in the other prior to incidents, but in this particular incident, in the day and age where we have drones, where we have satellites that can show us whatever from whatever distance, you know where I'm going. You know what I'm saying. Why is it that we don't know who was shooting? And everybody has a Ring camera nowadays, don't they? I thought we did. Everybody does. Everybody has cameras everywhere. Where nobody caught any of this on a cell phone. Like, I mean, we're in that day and age. So how is it that we don't know? How is it? How is it that we don't know?
Hey, Carol.
Yes.
Hey, sorry, this is Nick. I didn't mean to interrupt you. I just
No,
wanted
hi,
to
Nick.
jump in. Yeah, hey, how you doing?
I would love for you to please, Nick. You scared the crap out of me.
I'm sorry.
No, that's okay. But please talk to me, Nick. Talk to me.
Yeah, I have to say that you have to keep in mind that college security across the nation is extremely lax. And while I don't think that that's a bad thing, it does mean that in situations like this, where you go, well, don't we have video footage, or what do the cameras say? What does the security say? A lot of these guys are going to have their hands in their pockets, and they're not going to know what to do because either the equipment is outdated or the security that they hired, is just a security guard, not even necessarily armed. But yeah, we are at this point where, because I was just looking at the story now, and it appears that there were gunshots rang out over a dispute. And my question is, because I went to an HBCU, and I don't remember really being worried about it, but it's like once you're in that college environment, what are you carrying a gun for?
Why?
You're
What do you
going to
mean?
class every day.
Right, you
If
should
you're an
be.
athlete, you're on the field or you're in your dorm. You don't need to worry about protecting yourself. It's the last place that you need it, I think.
You are absolutely right. I could not understand. And my first thought was this could not have been a student. It could not possibly have been a student because of that reason. You know, you think about college, you think about, well, now when I went to Temple, you know, we were thinking of step shows and you know, we were thinking of all of the we were thinking of fraternizing and socializing and all of that good
Yeah,
stuff. In
college
addition
stuff.
to, yeah, exactly. What is it that could be so I just don't understand how we are in 2023 and we can't have a discussion or a dispute or a disagreement without it turning into this. I don't know.
I don't know either, but I mean, like I mean, you can see that stuff all the time, especially on social media. You see it all the time with people that are either in high school or the older people, grown adults, people who have jobs and they go to work and this and that. But college students, I think that is just it's and that what you said before, I agree with. I At first I thought, oh well, it must have been like this must be a school shooting thing where it's just a person shooting people at random. But no, it's over an argument, of course. And it's like, why would who's out here shooting students? Is it another student? Like how could this I don't know. How does it get to that point? I can't even say. It's just so like in the college environment, you're just around other college students. There's no way
Mhm.
that I don't know. I don't see why people are comfortable carrying and waving around a gun and let alone using it on campus.
I don't get it. And you know what? There was another story because this is bringing me to what took place here. Nick, I don't know. Did you see this? This story, Center City dirt bike incident. I saw it on social media. I saw a video of this. And at the time when I saw it, they were still looking for this guy.
You're talking about the
Um,
one who was jumping on the woman's windshield?
Yes, yes, yes,
Yeah.
yes. Family, I'm mixing apples with oranges, but I'm sharing another story. There was another story, and I'm talking about this because in the video, you saw his gun fall when he jumped onto her car and broke her rear windshield.
Right.
His gun dropped, and he went to pick it up, and then he pointed the gun at her, and she had her two children were in the car. But they did, from my understanding, a person has been arrested. In that case, a person has been arrested. But I'm sharing that because we're talking about everybody carrying guns and everybody feeling the need to just, point them at everybody or to actually use them because they get upset about something. I, I, I don't know what's happening. I don't know what's happening with us. I don't know how we're all I just don't get it. I don't know. I don't know. I do want to share. Miss Lily is checking in. Hi, Miss Lily, and she's sharing love with everybody. To you, myself, to you, Nick, and to myself, and to the entire Word family. Sharia is sharing when they had the mass shooting in Las Vegas. She had a party in that same facility where the shooting had taken place the night before, and then she boarded the plane the morning of the shooting. She said, "Where are they getting the guns?" And some of them are so young. Ms. Joanne shares a few years back, a lady on the radio was saying a male friend of hers was going to a club and told her, "Wait, I have to go back to the house. I forgot my gun." Yeah, you're going to the club, but you got to take your gun. What is that? What is that? And Sharia says, "Who jumps through someone's windshield?" Exactly. Did you all see the video? I'm curious to know. He had sideswiped her car before jumping into the back window. Yes. I'm curious to know. How many of you actually saw the video? Because when I saw it, I mean, for a moment, I said, wait a minute, what am I watching? What just happened? But to see his frustration, I don't know about what he could have been so frustrated that he felt the need to kick her rear windshield and then to point a gun at her because she was defending her car and her children. Nick, did you see the video?
I saw the video and at first I thought I was actually scared because I was thinking, oh, well, this is a bunch of people on dirt bikes, and this is one guy who's messing with one person. And usually what happens is everybody else jumps in. But what's
Mm-hmm.
interesting about that video is that this guy, he must have been acting so manically that everybody's who's either not driving by him, they're just sitting there like looking at him and they're watching him do this. Of course, the gun falls out once he's actually broken the windshield. He picks it back up, points it at her, and she's not scared of him at all, probably because she's so frustrated about her windshield, and that the fact that her kid is in the car.
Yes.
But
And then he headbutt her. He
Yeah.
gave her he headbutt her. Did you see that too?
Yeah, and I think it was actually this guy was acting so crazy that the other people around him were like, "What is this guy's problem?" Because nobody jumped in to try and help him or anything. Nobody stopped him either, which is, But it's like he felt like because he was with this swarm of people, because he was in this big group, nobody was going to touch him or nobody was going to say anything to him. And that woman wasn't scared of him, or if she was, she didn't show it. But it's just an ongoing problem in the city, and I'm not sure what, if anything, can really be done about it, since the police department is not interested in, chasing or stopping these guys on dirt bikes.
Is it just here? I'm curious to know if it's, I mean, I know that it's here because I see it, I hear them, and when I'm driving, I'm trying to make sure I maintain a safe enough distance, because a lot of them don't, they drive recklessly. But I'm curious to know if this is all over, if this is just a tri-state area thing, or if it's a Philly thing, or what it is. Family, listen, it's time for us to take just a short break, but we're going to continue to talk about what's in the news when we come back. So stay with us, because we'll be right back.
As we age, so does our brain. Some changes in our thinking, like taking longer to recall information, word finding, and greater difficulty with multitasking, are normal parts of aging. But not all changes with thinking and memory as we get older are normal. For example, vocabulary, greater understanding of meaning of words, and reading often remain unchanged or improve as we age. These kinds of changes as we age could be indicators of mild cognitive impairment, dementia, or Alzheimer's disease. At the Penn Memory Center, we often say, what's good for your heart is good for your brain. Research has shown that engaging in a healthy lifestyle can maintain and even improve brain health. Physical exercise, a heart-healthy diet, limiting alcohol intake, getting good sleep, mood management, and staying socially and mentally active can all optimize brain health. Interested in learning more about healthy brain aging? Check out our education and support resources for healthy brain aging at pennmemorycenter.org. At Penn Medicine, our mission is to improve the health of people we serve.
Friday's Mega Millions jackpot now has an estimated annuity of $350 million. $350 million. So don't forget to play at your local retailer or online. Pennsylvania lottery proceeds benefit older Pennsylvanians every day. Players must be 18 or older. Please play responsibly.
The job search can be a difficult and frustrating process. WURD's Livelihood Initiative was designed to help you find the right opportunity for your next professional move. Check out the recent openings posted on the Livelihood Job Board at wordworks.com. The Wagner Institute of Science is hiring a science outreach educator. The Bicycle Coalition of Greater Philadelphia is hiring both a director of finance and operations and an executive director. For more information on these jobs and others, go to wordworks.com and learn more about the Livelihood Initiative. Brought to you by WURD Radio, Progressive Black Talk Media.
Let's face it, life looks a little different. During these times, we're doing our best to keep our minds and bodies strong. And getting a flu shot helps us stay healthy, so we don't miss out on what matters, like having game night at home. Yeah, can't do that while sick with the flu. Now imagine family movie night that your daughter can't live without. Well, that's ruined. And don't forget your uncle's socially distanced cookout. See, that's why it's important to be at our strongest. Every year, millions of people in the U.S. get the flu. Especially now, no one has time to miss out on moments that matter. So get your flu shot. Find out more at getmyflushot.org. Brought to you by the AMA, CDC, and the Ad Council.
What is love?
You're listening to Love and Life on WURD, Progressive Black Talk Media.
I think I know
And we are back. Hey, family, welcome back to Love and Life with yours truly, Carol Riddick, right here on WURD. So, Nick and I are talking about what's in the news. And the first story that I read was about the 5 people that were shot at Morgan State University in Baltimore. And then I shared the story about the incident that happened here in Philadelphia in Central City, as they're calling it the dirt bike incident. The individual that, well, I'll read it. Philadelphia police say a person has been arrested after a dirt bike rider was caught on video kicking in the back windshield of a vehicle during an altercation with a woman on Sunday night. Investigators say the incident happened on the 1400 block of South Penn Square as a group of ATV and dirt bike riders converged just before 9 p.m. And I was asking if you all felt that I was asking if this was a Philadelphia thing or a tri-state area thing, or if it's happening all over. If, that this violence, the guns, the gun carrying and the dirt bikes, quite honestly, because it seemed like the dirt bike riders came out just a few years ago, maybe about 4 or 5 years ago, and that was it. They're just every summer now. There's just a gang or group, not gang. I don't want to say the wrong words, but a group of individuals that ride together that kind of wreak havoc. But Sharia shares it's there in Baltimore as well. Miss Joanne asks, do you think it might have been some sort of initiation since no one stopped him? That's a good question. What do you think, Nick? Think it was some sort of initiation?
An initiation?
You never know.
I would say no, only because I think we'd see a lot more busted up windshields if it was. But I mean, it must be. I don't know. It must be something. Something's going through this guy's head where he thinks he can just do that to somebody's property. Now, I'm going to say he got lucky because there's quite a few people in the city who carry guns, and
Yeah.
if you do that to the wrong person, they will get out justifiably and shoot you,
How
and that'll
about
be
that?
it. No more riding dirt bikes or anything. Like, I don't know how I get road rage is a thing, but people settle that by shooting people now. So the same way he pointed a gun at somebody, somebody could very easily do that to you. And
How about that? How about that? Miss Lily shares that she saw the video. That young lady had guts. She stood up against that man. She shares that she personally would not have gone toe to toe with a maniac with a gun. Miss Lily, let me tell you something. I don't know. I think that was a mother's love right there. I don't know that she, thought about that part of it or even knew that if he had a gun or not. I think that was a mother's love. That's what I think it was, because she instinctually just got out of the car when he broke her rear windshield and her baby was back there. I think that's exactly what that was. Um, Chef Narda, hi there, Chef Narda Bailey. She's sharing just an outstanding job to her son who was visiting with us in the first hour. Chef Bailey, don't you think that I have forgotten about the conversation we had, because I'm still trying to identify this location. Okay, I'm still trying to identify that location. um, but family, there clearly is something going on. There's something happening. There's something going on. Sharia, you really did surprise me when you said this is the third time this has happened on Morgan State University's campus. I wasn't aware of the prior two. So this one came as an absolute shock to me. This incident here came as an absolute shock to me. And I'm still feel like I'm still digesting it, just still digesting it. And I mean, I just, like you said, Nick, why do you need a gun on campus? Where are you going? What are you doing? What, why? And that's whether you're a student or not. Where are you going that you need to have a firearm on a college campus? I don't know. I don't get it. I don't understand. But family, what I will say is that I am keeping it all in prayer. I'm keeping all of us in prayer about everything that is happening. Like I said, every day it feels like we're getting news of something else, something unbelievable. And yes, I know I can feel a good number of you saying, well, you read the word, don't you? And yes, I do. And I know what's in Revelations. I do. I do. I do. I really do. I'm still prayerful and hopeful. I really and truly am. Sharia is sharing that one of the students shared that since his junior year, there has been a shooting. And Malcolm is sharing that these dudes on dirt bikes and ATVs are punks. Real bikers don't even roll like that. Wheels of Soul, Thunder Guards, State Burners, Twisters, etc. They don't bother civilians. The one percenters, they don't bother civilians. You know, I have to say, there are. I agree with that. I do agree with that. I agree wholeheartedly with that comment, Malcolm, because there are some friends of mine that are actually bikers, and they ride together, they do all kinds of things, they have fun, they share stories with me. This, and I hate to say it because it seems to the ones that I've seen, these groups of individuals that I've seen on these ATVs, they've been a much younger demographic, a much younger group of individuals, and they just do all kinds of things on these bikes. They weave, bob, and weave, and it's scary. It is scary. It really is scary. Miss Lily shares that the entire world is in a state of crisis. Children are killing parents. Parents are killing their children. Spouses are killing their spouses. Children, pets, boyfriends are killing their girlfriends. All of it. We have road rage killings, insurance policy killings, and just because I want to, killings. I am in total agreement with you. But again, I say this. I am praying for us all. I'm keeping us all in prayer. I mean that. Because I don't know. I don't know what else to do, family. I don't know what else to do. I know what I won't do, and that's live in fear. I'm going to be prayerful, hopeful, and I'm going to continue to talk to you all. That's what I am going to do, so that we can all talk about these things and be there for each other and try to uplift one another as these things happen, and as we continue to hear of things happening. At the core of it all, I'm going to just continue praising God for all of our blessings, for all of our continued blessings. You hear me? Just continue praising. Because I'm grateful. I am grateful for every breath that we get to breathe, grateful for the time that we get to spend together here and abroad. I'm grateful for it all. So I will say, as we begin to close, because I'm looking at the time, I do love you all. I love you all. I love you all. I know that God loves you so much more, but I just have to tell you that I love you because I need you to know it, and I need you to feel it, and I need you to know that you are loved if nobody else told you today. You hear me? Thank you to our guest, Jarrod Hill, for sharing time, energy, space, spirit, knowledge, and attention with us. Thank you to you for doing the same. How about that? Thank you to Niall Jax and to you, Nick Steptoe, for all that you do. I so appreciate you. Family, I tell you this all the time. Just know that we're in this together. We are all in this together. So be good to you, but be good to those around you. Please, please do that. Please do that. Sending my love and my prayers to you all. Have a great rest of your night, family. And be sure to join me Monday through Thursday, 7 till 9 p.m. Eastern Time for another edition of Love and Life. Right here on WURD, Progressive Black Talk Media. I love you. Have a good night, y'all.